welcome back to the Chrissy B Show. Well, it's still New Year's Eve and you're still watching this program, which means you're probably not going out. So maybe now's a good time to start decluttering. And my next guest is here to help us with that. We have Helen Sanderson here with us. Hello, Helen.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So you are tell us what you do. You're a professional declutterer.
I'm a professional declutterer and personal organiser and also an interior designer.
I didn't know you could get professional declutterers. It's the first time I heard of it.
No, it's really popular now, especially in the States, but now here it's really popular.
Yeah. So people in the UK, they do tend to hoard a lot of things, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you know why? Do you know why people tend to do that?
There's slight residue from World War One and Two. You know, people used to collect things, and it was really resourceful to have, you know, lots of things. So I think we learned from our parents not to throw things away.
Why is it not good though to keep so many things? Apart from sort of the obvious about sort of having your house packed with stuff, but how does it affect a person as well, having lots of things around them?
I mean, I work with people that tell me that they've got lots of stuff and they haven't, and you know, it's a scale really. Yeah. But it's not. I think we carry it around in our mind. So even though you're not in the house, you're kind of thinking about it all the time. And quite often people say, oh, I really need to tidy up, or I really need to declutter, or I really need to throw some things away. And they say that to themselves over and over and over again, and they never actually do it.
Don't do it.
So the mind is just full of this constant conversation that just doesn't, you know, resolve. Yeah. So it kind of drains your energy, and it makes you feel bad about yourself, and you don't. Then people don't invite their friends around, so they tend to isolate quite a lot.
It's one thing after the other, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I know for myself, I don't know about you guys at home, I cannot concentrate on work or anything if there's mess around me. I have to stop what I'm doing and I have to tidy up first. And when everything's tidy, then I can actually concentrate on what I'm doing, because I can't seem to function if there's things out of place.
It's true, and there's, you know, whenever you had an essay to write, you'd always do the cleaning, right? Yeah. But it wasn't just procrastination. It's because when you tidy up and you create order, your mind is much more available to help and be used.
So what happens? People actually contact you, then you go around to their house, and then how does it work?
Go around
when
to their
you help
house,
people?
we have a chat. You know, I'd like to get to know people a little bit about, you know, sometimes people have been ill, they've been poorly, they've had an illness or a bereavement or some reason like that. So, you know, there are many reasons why people might have a lot of stuff, and it's good to get to know each other. But after that, after we've had a meeting, we get on and we just do it. You know, it's very hands-on, it's very practical. Yeah. And I think it's that thing of when you've got someone there beside you, you know, like having a personal trainer, you're going to do your sit-ups.
Motivates you, doesn't it? Because it's hard, it's daunting sometimes, a daunting task to do on your own, but when you've got someone there to motivate you, it gets a lot easier.
And someone there to guide you, someone there to tell you, you know, you don't need to do 60 sit-ups, you can just start with 5, you know.
Okay, just start with this box.
Exactly. So, and that's what we do, you know, we kind of guide a process. It's a bit like taking someone on a walk through a dark wood or something, or, you know, so.
All right, so you brought along a diagram for us, first of all, to explain a few things. Let's take a look at this, first of all. So what's this about?
So this is really, because I've worked with quite a few people now, and I've noticed that the first stage that people have is that they feel very kind of depressed and dread, and they, you know, they feel ashamed and embarrassed. And then something might motivate them. It might be watching this show, it might be a friend.
Hopefully.
It might be a friend or something, and so they'll suddenly get motivated, and they might contact me or another declutterer or get a friend to help them. And then they get excited, and, you know, excitement and motivation.
So we're here, right?
We're here then, right, excitement.
Okay.
And then enthusiasm kicks in, and then there's a sense of relief, like finally I'm dealing with it, finally I'm doing something, and, you know, and that tends to build on itself, and then, you know, it's the same with going to the gym. You get really enthusiastic when you go, and then you get to this point where it's sort of around here where it starts getting hard, you know, and the burn, and it gets boring, or it might be, you know, if you've got a lot of stuff, it takes quite a while. So it might be taking quite a while, and then you might start getting bored, and then you might get ill, or your family might get ill, or, you know, something happens, and that's when, you know, I notice that people start giving up.
So how do you break past that bit then?
I usually start hassling people, saying,
"That's good,
keep on with it." And that's the benefit of having me there. You know, it's because I've really got this in mind for you. And sometimes when someone's in a dark wood and they can't see where they're going, they need someone to be guiding them through. And I know that when you get to here, you're really nearly there. Yeah. So, you know, but I always say to people, be aware of that, because there will be a point where you suddenly go, you know, especially when you're actually getting the clutter out and you're doing the decluttering. It's really messy. You have to create chaos before you create order, ironically.
It's true. Sometimes when you start tidying up, it's like, oh my God, everything's everywhere now. But then you just got to
But I never
going.
leave people in a worse state than they are, you know, so I'll always kind of like leave people. And then, so with determination and persistence comes completion, and that's really key. You know, the whole thing about completing something. So often people that have clutter, they don't complete. They often pass one thing around to the desk or the next paper around, you know, and around, and it never actually goes anywhere, or it never goes in a file, or it never goes to a specific place. So
now you've brought a few things here for us as well, haven't you, to give a bit of a demonstration about decluttering. Can you talk us through some of it?
Well, it's really just that I really recommend having transparent things, because you can see what's in it. You know, when you've got a cardboard box, it's sort of out of sight, out of mind. So, and then when you're decluttering, you know, it's about ordering things. So putting all the things grouping things together. So all the kitchen things, all the bathroom things, you know, all the things together. But you don't need four of everything, which often happens. And the reason that happens is because people can't find them. And then they think, I've lost it, and then they go and buy another one. And then in the decluttering process, if I had £100 for every time someone said, oh, that's where that is, you know, because they always do, you know, because underneath all the stuff is the things that they've lost. So it's really about letting go, and you know, people find that difficult to let go, and I think that's where the support is. You know, having someone there to say, come on, you really don't need 4 of these. So
there's one for you.
Exactly. And then grouping things, so that's all bike things, that's tools, and that's all bulbs. So, you know, grouping things is really, really important.
I did that recently with my makeup, actually. I had all my makeup in one big box. So recently I just bought these little drawers. So now I've got all my, like, for example, mascaras in one, and then all my eyeshadows. It makes it so much easier, and it's much faster to find things. I just open the drawer and everything's there.
And with the wardrobe, sometimes people say, you know, put your winter things away, or your summer things, or group them with all the shirts and the trousers together, or colours together, whatever really makes sense. You know, I found sometimes people are really more ordered than they think they are. You know, they love the process, and they get really into I thought
it was just me. I get so excited about organising. I've got so excited about buying those little drawers. It's so sad.
But even people with clutter, once they've got some guidance, and then they start, you know, I had one girl that put loads of labels on all her, she bought loads of boxes and put labels on them, and she just loved it. So
I hope you're still watching. You haven't gone off to start labelling and decluttering. You need to watch to the end of the show, okay? Okay, how about these here?
So these are, you know, one of the major things that people have struggled with is paper. And decluttering paper is usually another job in itself, and I never start with that. So again, it's transparent things, and you know, get yourself some labels, and top right hand corner, and so this is car, obviously. Web receipts, so we're all buying from the web nowadays, and you know, what do you do with those pieces of paper? And I just shove them in there, and you know, after about a year you don't need them anymore, so you can just sort of throw them out. But it's easier if you've got something already set up like this. And so we would go through a system of first weeding and decluttering and throwing out a lot of paper that's not needed, and then setting up a system where there's a sense of order. If you're self-employed, keep your receipts all in one place, everybody. So these are really these are really handy. Passports, personal documents, manuals for your kitchen sink or your fridge or something like that. So you know, always use transparent things is what I recommend.
Definitely. And you've also brought along some pictures for us as well that we're going to show, some before and after photos, right? So let's take a look at those. Wow. Okay. Now, whose office is this? It's not yours, is it?
No, it's not.
It can't be yours.
It's not my office, but it is. I mean, this is an example of where people store things in cardboard boxes, which is why I would say put them in these so that you know instantly what's in them, and label them. But this was someone that I worked with. It was probably 20, 30 years of work in a home office, and it just piled up.
Is it the same office? Or is it? Oh wow! Yeah. Oh my gosh!
And
How can they work?
I know.
I couldn't.
I know. And I think that he'd got into a state where he was just working in literally this much desk, and all the rest was just around.
Yeah.
And what was, I mean, this took a week, every day.
Really?
Because we went through every single piece of paper.
Gosh. And how did he feel afterwards? Do we have the after pictures there to show? You must get so excited when you walk into
look at that.
Wow, look at that. Oh my God, that's amazing. Where's all the stuff? Did you throw a lot of stuff away, or did you just kind of like...
recycled.
Yeah.
All recycled, yeah. I mean, that's amazing. That's great, isn't it? You know,
it's so spacious afterwards.
He was really, really happy.
I can imagine.
Really, really happy. You know, felt like a new person. And his partner was actually on holiday, and she came back and said, I can't believe the house. It just feels completely different. And that was just one room.
Did you ever go back and check on how he's doing?
Did.
Like, how was he after that? Did he kind of get back into it?
There was a few things, but you know, there's a few rules that I give people, like nothing on the floor.
Yeah.
Nothing. No, don't leave things. Don't store things on the floor. And you know, he had in trays for particular things. You know, and I try and work with people's personality styles. You know, some people don't like filing every day, so I don't set them up a system that they're going to fail on.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So you've done interior design as well, haven't you? So you also brought some pictures for us to have a look at as well. Just take a look at those. So
yeah, I mean, I design quiet rooms and prayer rooms and meditation rooms and sacred spaces, and so that's kind of what we're hoping to get to when we've decluttered.
I'm getting tired
exactly. So getting someone into if you haven't got room for a meditation room in your home, you can make your bathroom really beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can make your bathroom your sacred space, and that's what we did there.
Wow. These are really nice.
And it's really, you know, about bringing in plants and a little bit of gentle colour, and you know, making it peaceful, because I think our minds are so bombarded by, you know, all the media that we have to confront with today, that having a little sacred space or a little bit of a calm at home is really really valuable.
I did actually something really nice that I didn't watch any TV or radio or read newspapers or anything for for about 3 weeks, just to kind of just get away from everything, and I've got that time to sort of meditate and think, and you know, it's so nice to do that sometimes, but it helps to have like a nice space to do it in as well. But tell us about like the emotional process as well, because obviously people feel a lot better once they have decluttered. Why is that?
Well, I mean, I mean, recently I threw about 10 things out of my wardrobe, and I was skipping down the road. I mean,
I'm so glad you're like this as well, because I'm like.
But I think I really think it's because we carry all our stuff is carried in our mind and in our sort of in our aura, if you like, you know. And when you release it, you just have more energy, and it's just such an enjoyable job. This because actually, you know, people suddenly they look like they've got a new lease of life, and you know. It's like if you've got a garden, you don't want loads of weeds around. You want to nurture the beautiful things that you have. So, you know, when you clear the garden, the beautiful things can grow. And I think that's the same in your home. So
You know what, I've got one of our producers, not Joanna, the other producer, she's quite cluttered, and she's actually asked me to go around to her house and help her out. So maybe I could take you with us one day, just have a look, because I'm sure she'll be sort of more, she gets kind of stressed sometimes, and I said to her, I'm sure if you organise, you know, your house and stuff like that, you'll be a lot sort of clear-minded and everything. So she's actually agreed to let me go around there and help her out. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for the advice. Welcome. I think it's great what you do. Yeah. And I can see you love your job as well. I love it. Thanks so much. And the details will be up on the Chrissy B website, chrissybshow.tv. So do have a lovely new year as well.
Thank you, and everybody else.
Thank you. Okay, and after the break, we're going to be joined by Chris Brown with some more development tips, and I'll also be answering a query from a viewer on the What Would Chrissy Do section. See you after this.